Tower of God, 206, season 3. Last time we were here, we if I'm not mistaken, the last time we were here, wasn't one of the pages Gaston? Excuse me. Wasn't one of the pages like Gaston? I don't. If I'm being honest, I don't remember what happened last chapter. What happened last chapter? Let's go through it. Oh, this is the middle of the chapter. Oh, I remember now. We still were in flashback land. A little bit. I thought, because I remember saying last week, I thought we were going to be done with flashbacks, and then we weren't done with flashbacks, and then we got to see the rest of the conversation where Gaston doubled back to Enkidu, but Enkidu like went into like this sleep and would only wake up sometimes, and then like say like, I forgot what he would say, like, or he would laugh or do something, and then he'd go back to sleep. So then we had the whole thought process and the whole thing of what Gaston is like, what should I do, this and that, and then he chose kind of to just ignore it and let it go. And we got to see the process that all of the family heads went through, all the family heads that were involved in this, what they went through to get rid of their memories, right? Gaston put his in a book. Edon was drinking. We saw Trom give his memories to Leviathan. I don't know what we were watching Yarang doing, but it was something that looked pretty cool. I don't know. So we got to see all of that, and then also learn that this incident is part of a reason why they ended up turning against V like wholeheartedly. Did we learn that we learned that last time, right? I want to say we learned that last time, or was that 2 chapters ago? Could have been 2 chapters ago. I don't remember. And then we got brought back to present time. Gaston made up his mind he's going to kill Trom. Then we got to see Enkidu and Bellaire's conversation a little bit, and Enkidu talking about I thought I saw something. Enkidu talking about like mentioning how he wants to like destroy them, like how after all these years they became like these godlike beings and yada yada yada, and essentially being like it's gonna taste so much better or feel so much better whenever he takes them down. I think we also had the conversation of, now that Bellaire and Enkidu share the same body, Enkidu seemingly is strong enough to be able to possibly kill a trailblazer, maybe possibly, who knows, but he has the capabilities, but we know he has the thing where he can't attack a trailblazer. But since he shares the body with Bellaire, maybe Bellaire could attack, could use Enkidu's body to grow stronger and be able to attack them. So there's that. That's really loud. So yeah, that I want to say there was something else in the chapter, but I don't remember. The Endorsi stuff. Endorsi is the king. Endorsi is the king, and who pulled up on her first? Well, not Cobalt wasn't the first frog to pull up on her, but a frog pulled up on her, and then who was it? I don't remember. It was a green frog, right? That pulled up on her, and she was running away, and then she ended up running into Trom. The Truth Frog. There we go. I was like, I couldn't remember what frog it was. The Truth Frog, and the frog named every chess piece but a rook, and then she was like, at the king. And then he's like, she's the king, get her. And that's when you had Holin pull up. So I'm pretty sure that's the events of last chapter. I don't know how I be doing this sometimes, but I legit didn't remember what happened last chapter until I seen that image of Endorsi, and I was able to run the whole chapter back. It's weird. I don't know. It was locked memories. I don't know. It's crazy, but that's where we left off. That's all I got. 206. Stop in. Here we go. All right, so Holin grabs her. I think I said something along the lines of like, get off her, didn't I? How dare you put your filthy hands on me? Stay still. You may be a regular, but as long as you don't resist, I won't kill you, Princess Ajad. All I want is your chess piece. Reunion. Oh gosh. Oh Oh, goodness. This counts as harassment, you know. They did not. I'm not scrolling back up. You know what I was about to say. Let me go. These creepy bugs crawling all through her clothes trying to get the chess piece. Hey, give that back. Lord Tromray, I got it. I have Povidal's king. That's it, right? Wasn't it said that if you get the king before the chess game tomorrow, then you automatically lose? That's what it was said, right? Very good. Bring it to me. This is Enkidu, no? Enkidu's like, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. It did. It did. I didn't want to say anything, but it did. What's up, Haku? What happened? Who the hell? It's been a while. Tromare. Who are you? Seriously? You've forgotten too? How could anyone forget doing what you did? It's me, asshole. Enkidu. Oh, that's creepy looking. Effective but creepy looking. Very effective but creepy looking. What? Enki. Just darkness. Enkidu? Enkidu. I know him. I just remembered. It's a cool panel. Are you finally starting to remember? You may have erased your memories of me after what happened, but it looks like you still feel a little guilty after all. I'm not that not that I'm surprised, of course, given the awful thing you did that night. The awful thing that I did? Yeah. That night, you blamed me for your crime. Now that I'm back, why don't you finally tell the truth and confess? Go ahead and admit that you're the one who killed Amizu. Amizu? Amizu. Why is that name familiar? Does he see her? Oh, snap. Amizu. I remember now. The creature I sought in my dreams. What do you notice? He woke up! Where am I? He just got up! Dumas. Here comes Bomb. Bomb's been on knocked out. His friends visiting death's door. Had his whole brain invaded for who knows how long. And then he just wakes up like, Dumas. He just wakes up like, doesn't skip a beat. I was fighting. Oh my gosh. Alright, we clash. Where are KHUN and Rock? Right, picking him right back up where you left off. That's hilarious. They're still inside me. Push them back. If you're hoping to save them, it's too late. The man's heart has stopped beating. He couldn't accept it before. It's just, I'm seeing Bomb like that is still weird. Where he's like, just screaming, rushing in. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh gosh. He's like, ah! His heart, no matter what it takes. Oh, he's pushing through. He's pushing through. I have to get into Dumas's heart somehow. This boy's lost his mind. There must be a way, Popthorn. He's popped both thorns. He jumped up in here. How in the world did you manage to get here? I'm the main character. I have hacks turned on. Well, duh. As I'm sure you're well aware, the only escape from here now is death. Or I can just kill you. Shut up. Shut your mouth, boy. God damn it. Damn chapter went by too damn fast. Bomb talking about killing one of my favorite characters that just showed up in the series. Shut up. Cut it out, boy. No. He's the main character. You know, when Bomb wants to find a way, he'll find a way. I can accept it 4 or 5 times, but I can't accept it now. I can't. I can't do it. Too much is on the line. Dumas is too cool to let this happen to him. He's too cool. I could take it. It was white. I was fine. I was okay. Not this time. Not this time. But Bomb being able to Bomb being able to force his way in here, that didn't even, when I was like, oh, he popped both thorns, I was like, he could teleport. So it's like that didn't bother me whatsoever of him being able to bust his way inside of here. So that that doesn't bother me. It's this. Leave him alone, Bomb. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him be. Let him be. Let him be. Leave him alone. Dumas is definitely not dying, man. You never know what might happen. Bomb might make a personal phone call to see you and transform into something. I don't know. And yeah, Gaston told Dumas to leave him alone. And Dumas is still messing around with Bomb. I know, season 11 is going to be crazy, right? So Dumas grabbed him around his neck. And Bomb kind of just took the cut and spun his way out of it. I just really don't like seeing more Bomb and Dumas. The way things ended before a really good moment, and all of the subplot was going on right now. It's probably the one I wanted to see the least of. But he's the main character. He's the main character, man. Yeah, if there's anything, I don't think we needed to come back to this right now. This same exact thing could have happened 10 chapters from now. The same exact moment. It's you already seeded that Rock's beat up pretty bad, and KHUN's heart stopped and Bomb's knocked out. Just let me go with Gaston somewhere, bro. Please. Now, what I put in the Discord, and I don't know if anyone saw it. Pipe did, but Pipe's not caught up. And I only feel this way, right? Because because of the episode of the anime we just got, and it was just making me think. And my main complaint from Raccoon Bomb is for the last, I don't know, 200 chapters or so, for a long time. More than 200 chapters. I've had this issue with them since the Hidden Floor, so more than 200 chapters. Even maybe before the Hidden Floor, but it wasn't yet something relevant. But it's the age-old conversation we have where it's like, dude, like, okay, Bomb is progressing. I expect him to progress. He's an irregular. KHUN and Rock aren't doing anything. They just feel like they're along for the ride now. And it's kind of boring. I want to kind of have their stories more established. I want them to be like more characters outside of just running around with Bomb. So I only thought about this being egged on. These thoughts in my brain were only egged on because of the recent anime episode. Whenever KHUN's like, I'm gonna climb the tower and become the head of the KHUN family, and I need power to do it. So my brain is like, to spice this up for it to be cool, right? We know that we need members of Revolution to replace each head of the family. My fun thought was, let KHUN go join Revolution. I haven't thought of all the particulars. It was just a thought. So it's like, I think it'd be cool if he joined Revolution. I don't even think he knows what Revolution is. Right? I didn't think about this. I wrote it down and I went on about the rest of my day yesterday. So it was just something like, I heard the episode, remembered about his KHUN, like he wanted to be the head of the KHUN family, and then it was like, oh yeah, matter of fact, we have an organization that wants to take out the family heads. It'd be cool if he joined them. I feel like it'd be something that would be pretty interesting. I haven't thought about like how he would join it, how he would get stronger to be able to be eligible to become a family head, all of these different things. I don't know. But I feel like it's as an idea, it's a cool idea for me, because this is all because I watched the episode from yesterday. Watching the episode from yesterday and how like it was making you think back to early season 2. That's when I think of KHUN. Yesterday's episode was the example of KHUN. Like the whole episode, that's what KHUN should be. And KHUN now and KHUN from then are two completely different characters. It was hard not to say that out loud because I don't want to be like a spoiler for something that's like 15 years away for an anime only. But I'm like, they feel like two completely different characters. Like KHUN messing with Dan and forming the team and all, like that's what KHUN is supposed to feel like, the snake that's on your side. He's supposed to feel like the smartest one of us all. And my whole thing is like, it's like you lose that whenever he starts to go up against people that are way older than him. Like extremely older than him, that have been around for longer, that are so much stronger than him. So it's like, yes, he could be a big brain and all of these things, but at the end of the day, experience matters. The main thing, like in almost all of these shonen series that you could go from, the one that I'm going to pull from, the one that I'll pull from is Bleach. Whenever it was like, oh, it's like you have to be alive for thousands of years and this and that in order to get a Bankai. And we're like, oh, well, we're going to fast track that. We're going to stick you in a place where time moves differently, and we're going to train you until you get a Bankai. We can't give you these years of experience, but we can give you battle experience. Go fight. And that's what we do. And we fast track it, right? We get a bastardized version of a Bankai. So it's like, it's the whole thing of like, okay, KHUN could be so smart, but if KHUN doesn't have enough life experiences, someone that's older than him that might not be as smart as him might not get outsmarted because they could have seen something differently. I don't know. Like, I feel like if we're going to go with the whole KHUN is going to be able to throw his genius intellect up against rankers, high rankers, family heads without the experience, KHUN hasn't been alive that long. I feel like he would have to flex his genius intellect, and we would have to make note of the fact that he has a genius intellect. no one in the series says that KHUN has a genius intellect once we've made it deep into season 2, season 3. It doesn't feel that way. It feels like KHUN tries stuff and it don't work. And if it does work, it ends up not working. Or he ends up dying. Or he doesn't feel smart when he's trying to fight. I don't know. And so it's like, I want KHUN to feel like the maniacal conniving thing. I don't know. I don't even think the age matters. I feel like the age thing does matter because, and my whole example is the age thing does matter. It's just experience. If someone that is in the same mental, deep brain category as KHUN, what's going to differentiate KHUN from a high ranker that is in the same category as him? What separates him? That's my thing. So I feel like the age thing does matter because that's when experience comes into play. Quant's a dum-dum, right? He's a ranker, yes, but he's a dum-dum. So when KHUN goes up against someone that's supposed to be in the same genius intellect, smart, conniving, I don't fight, I just sit around and I make plans, like what happens? He's friends with the main character, and that sucks. See, that's the whole thing, and that sucks. Let me scroll up. I skipped some stuff. So it's like, I want KHUN to be that. Like, that should always be KHUN's thing. I feel like if KHUN were to get outsmarted, I would only want it to be someone that is better than him. And then we watch KHUN go through the process of outsmarting them, right? It's like the whole, like, initial issue, struggle through it, succeed. And we move on. But we don't get that. KHUN it's like he's with Bomb, and he's getting stronger, but it's just like, okay, like, it was like, KHUN, are we actually going to be satisfied if KHUN legitly outsmarted a smart family head? Like, Trom's one of the family heads that's in his head, right? He's like one of the conniving ones, the one that's always coming up with a plan. Would that feel good if this regular did that? I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel good. But I feel like we need something. His character needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. Let me scroll up. Feel like they're progressing power-wise, but they're not progressing in terms of character writing. Yes, and that goes for almost every long-running character. I agree. Just joke they take this fresh and new to replace the family head seriously. That's why I'm like, we could go through some stuff with KHUN. It'd be cool. Like, I want to see Gastang, Trom, and Lobanon, and Keating, Revolution, the boss, Cha, Fluffy Hat Guy, Yama. I'd rather see any of those over the main trio versus Dumas, when I thought that ended on a really high note with Dumas winning, but respecting their effort and growth. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Let's see some other people, because we've set up a lot. KHUN supremacy going to interrupt soon. Apple, but yeah. Yeah, but the Apple thing feels good because we get that back, right? We get that back. KHUN's genius intellect stopped working in the story when he got outsmarted for the 273rd time. Yeah. Painful to be useless, especially when he shines so bright. Yeah, it's like KHUN was the guy. He's the guy. It's like you have the main character who has main character properties, right? You have the big dumb guy, and you have the smart guy that's not really that good at fighting. That's their character archetypes. And 623 chapters later, they still have the same character archetypes, but I half believe Rock and Coons and Bomb is the main character with main character properties. Like, he's living, like, Bomb lives up to his archetype 100%. But KHUN and Rock, not so much. Not so much. I feel like if KHUN and Rock were characters in a different series, it would be fine. I think it's genuinely because this world is so vast. The lore is so deep. There's so many characters that them stagnating like this just doesn't make sense. And them being able to have success as well, even though they're dead a lot of the times too. I don't know. It could feel better, right? It could feel better. Like, I would have loved to have seen, like, if KHUN's like big brain stuff was successful and was written better than how it's been written from like middle of season 2 onwards, I would have been more interested in seeing how he came up with ideas against Trauma Ray. I would have loved that. I don't know. Back to what you were saying about like their character writing. Because Bomb is an irregular, I'm always curious to see how he stacks up against strong individuals, right? We get the white fight and we see how that concludes. But then we get this fight with Dumas and it's like, he's an irregular, yes, but there's still a gap. There's still definitely a gap. And who knows, he might broach this gap right now in this little skirmish. But it's clear that there's a gap. But because of how like Bomb's character has been written and how it's been established, whenever the white fight starts, for me, speaking for myself, because there were some people that were screaming and crying about it. For me, myself, I was more interested in seeing, well, how is he going to stack up against White? If KHUN's like conniving ways, his genius intellect ways was written better, when we get to, all right, I'm going to try to get this plan around Tron, blah, 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 I would have been more inclined to see how the hell does he stack up against this. But how it's been written, I'm instantly, my first knee-jerk reaction is, there's no way KHUN should be able to outsmart a family head. And then now, after the flashback, there's no way he should be able to outsmart a Trauma Ray. I don't know. There's no way. There's no way. It didn't happen. Almost did. I think you're supposed to feel that way. I think how it turned out, yeah, you're supposed to feel that way. But I would have loved it if that could have been a situation where I actually could have believed it. Right? I would have liked that feeling where it's like, hold on, maybe? And then shot down and be like, okay. A good example is give us more Windbird writing. That was great. And just less throw out the sweet fish writing. Also, maybe less KHUN being absolutely shook and taking off guard like extremely often. Always. It always seems to be his natural reaction. Yeah. I don't know. I want more. I just want more from Rock and KHUN's story. I genuinely want them to spend some time apart. I really do. And I want them to be able to just spend some time apart and gain your own experiences. I would much like for KHUN to like get away from Bomb and then just be off on his own. And then have to experience some things like that. And find like his resolve again. Like, what does he want to do? Because it's not, I feel like KHUN hasn't done what he's wanted to do for a while. It's more so like, I'm with Bomb, we're with Bomb, we're going to stay with Bomb. That's cool and all, but I feel like his goals got lost. And I don't remember what Rock's goals were, so I don't know if he had any. I think he just wanted to hunt, no? Yeah, I would, like, if we wanted to have KHUN just go back to climbing, like how Shibisu and the rest of everyone else has been climbing, fine. I think I'd much rather that, because KHUN would have to go through some stuff on his own. Flex his brain again. I don't know, I just want more from KHUN. I want more from KHUN than just being Bomb's friend. It's not fun. I thought it was a cool idea whenever it was like, okay, like trying to get, like thinking of like Raccoon Bomb and Shibisu Hats and Anakin and Dorsey and everyone else like that came from the floor of Tess, and like thinking of how it compares to like the 13 and their climb. But then learning about like the 13, and it was like, oh, the 13, from what they told us, they spent all this time together, but they all had their own group. So it wasn't like, oh, me and Trom and Edon are gonna go climb together for a little. It was like, no, it's like we all climb together, but we all have our own subordinates. We all have our own people that love us the same way, where it's like my group loves me a lot, your group loves you a lot, and we all climb together as this big, massive group. And they might splinter out a little bit, but they still would reconvene every now and again. So it felt like how that was explained to me and how I understood it was, it felt like each of the 13 was able to be their own main character. And right now, I guess we're only looking at, we're looking at Bomb as the main character and all these other people as his support characters. The people that love him a lot. I don't know. But it's just like Amizu seemed cool. Like Mershea felt really cool. I don't know. Like, I feel like I've spent so much time with KHUN and Rock and I don't feel cool about them no more. I feel like that's the thing that sucks. Like, they don't feel cool anymore. When they used to be. They used to be really cool. And then they just stopped being cool. But for me, Bomb still feels cool. I don't know. Maybe that's just the main character syndrome. That's the wrong thing to say. Maybe it's just because I like main characters a lot. Not main character syndrome. I don't have that, no. But it's just one of those, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe it's a me thing. I feel like we had that until season 3, but we've been off on this crazy side quest for years. Yeah. It's like thinking, yeah. We did up until season 3. I'm trying to run through, like, okay, we had like Hell Train stuff and thinking of Revolution Road leading into Dollar Show, leading into Name Hunt, leading into Floor of Death. Like that, like everyone's still in my brain. I'm thinking of those arcs. Everyone still feels cool. Floor of Death and moving into Hidden Floor. I think Hidden Floor is where everything gets set up like, wow, what are we going to do with them now? I think that's where it gets set up a lot. Where it's like, huh, okay. But at that point, it had already been a while and we haven't done... if I'm sitting there being for real, if like at the point when we get to the Hidden Floor, it already had been a while and we hadn't mentioned like things that KHUN wanted to do outside of like Bomb, things that Rock was missing for a while because we thought when he fell off somewhere, and right, like wasn't Rock missing for a little bit, and then we got him back once we got to the Hidden Floor. No, so it's like Rock was missing for a while and then we get him back, and then it's like they already were starting to like wane, like when are we going to do something cool with their story? And then it's like, oh, Rock, the ancient thing and the rocks, and KHUN with the ice spear and all this. So it's like, oh wow, okay. And then we move on to the last station and that takes where it goes. And then we move into season 3 and then everything is just like, nah. So yeah, I mean, I would say like around maybe towards the end of season 2, I can think of like waning a little bit with them. Like every arc in the Hell Train was like, who's going to be in this arc? Team Shibisu, Team Sweet and Sour, new Hell Train teammates, Team Avik. It was exciting. And even if they took an arc off, it wasn't long before they were back. Right. I do. Yeah, you're right about that. Tournament arcs are made for hype. Yes. Climbing is a side quest. The family heads are the main quest. Once we with the family heads, what's the point in climbing? It's like we skip to the end game. I half agree with that. I half agree. I've always felt since we started doing this, I'm fine. I like this story. Like if you told me we were never going to go back to like traditional climbing, I'm fine. I don't think everyone should be involved in that though. for me, it's like I understand the precedent of climbing the tower and becoming a ranker. All the irregulars did it before a bomb. All the irregulars before a bomb became a ranker. What's the significance in becoming a ranker? I think we talked about that before. Off the top of my head, the importance of becoming a ranker for an irregular. I understand the relevance for regulars, normal tower-born individuals. I get the relevance before becoming a ranker. But for an individual like Bomb, just how the circumstances presented itself, if Bomb was never granted the ability to climb the tower normally, I would understand that because he's an irregular. That's the thing. Because he's an irregular, I can ignore Bomb having to do the traditional climb. But I don't think that means his friends should have to ignore that either. I think they should go and climb alongside of him or do some other things, something like that, because how it's been established in the story, it would make no sense to let Bomb finish his climb, become a ranker. To me, that don't make no sense for the family heads to even let that happen. It doesn't, especially knowing who he is. It doesn't make any sense. So it makes sense that they would meddle in his climb. I don't think that should stop his friends. I don't think that should happen. I feel like if they want to help from time to time, they can. But should they just be effing off with Bomb throughout the tower, skipping floors and doing all these things and getting teleported to different places? No, I don't think so. The problem again is with how it's written. Pre-season 3 felt like the main story / quest. We're dealing with important stuff here, but it feels like a side quest to pretty much all of our characters' motivations / goals. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I forgot all about this until I read that. We talked about this last week, where it feels like the family heads have taken us hostage. So it's like we're literally held hostage from doing what we want to do, because Trom is like, I'm not letting you go. I want the irregular. And everyone's like, no, you can't have the irregular. So now we're in this impossible struggle with an individual that we technically shouldn't beat, But now it's one of these things where it's like, oh, this is happening. Let's dogpile on top of it. And we get Gastong and Revolution, and everyone's dogpiling on top of this situation. Because that's what it was. It was like, oh, Jinsung is at the nest. We need to go get Jinsung back. So we're going to launch an invasion on the nest, and then we're just going to piggyback off of that. So it's it felt like one of these things where it's like, that's interesting, and then everything is starting to converge on ooh, that's interesting. When it should have just been, for us, it was we're going to get Jinsung back, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And it was okay, we're going to do this, and then now our do this got hijacked by people that are way stronger than us. And now we're kind of just stuck in between this conflict and this meddling and these orders that came down. And it's I don't know how we get away from it. There's no way to get away from it. Because they're these are family heads, they're regulars, their influence reaches so far. It's how the hell do we get away from them? It's hard to get away from them. We done tried and we can't. I don't know. The scale and such is important to the lore / world tower, but it feels so much less important to our individual character stories, journeys. It does. It does. I don't know. It's I don't know how we get away from this without that's why I feel someone got to die. Someone super powerful and important has to die in order for our characters to get away from this conflict. There's no getting away from it because Bomb is being dragged into this, right? If the whole, how crazy is this is everyone that's on Bomb's side, all these individuals, if they just left him alone, no, Traumaray wouldn't care, Gastong wouldn't care, none of these individuals would care. It's because of Bomb. And they're just stuck around Bomb. It's you said it last week. We got Jinsung back. He's not even here anymore. Jinsung left. That was the whole reason for us even going to the nest to get him. We got him. He's gone. Looks what are we doing? So it's I don't know. It's what are we actually doing? So that's why I'm like, something has to happen in order for people to like leave this alone. Because we have Urek and all the others forcing a bit of a Cold War type stalemate for the time being. I mean, that could work, but then that means, because right now the parties that are involved are Traumare, so the Lopobia family, the Pobedao family. Those two families are going head to head, while Urek is showing up and possibly going to do something. We don't know what he's going to do. So that's Woolhike Song is intervening. But then you have Revolution coming in as well. We have 4 parties that are currently like involved, like 4 big parties that are involved in this. All who Bomb is not a part of. And we know that Trom wanted to include Bomb into his family. We know that Urek and Bomb had some sort of weird connection. Urek has taken a liking to Bomb. Gasong wants to kill everybody, and Revolution wants to kill everybody too. So, Revolution wants to replace the heads of the families, and Gasong just wants to kill everybody. So it's like you have all of these crazy different things clashing together. It's like I don't know like where you take this. I don't know. And it's like we can't slip away because Bomb is being sought after. It's a decision that was made by Jihad that Trom can do this. So it's not anything they're just gonna let go, right? Bomb just can't be like, all right, I'm leaving now. No, like they're gonna continue following him until they get him or until he dies. So it's so it's like we can't. I don't know. It's a sticky one. The characters who want to stop the war, Urek, Lobodan, Tiara, succeed somehow. And the threat of Urek buys Bomb's team more time to climb the tower a bit. I think if Urek's threat is actually something that makes everyone pause, then I think that could be possible, yes. But my whole thing is, I want to go back. I don't even know where to look or how this goes, but I thought I remember reading somewhere one of these chapters that when it comes to Bomb, when it comes like concerning Bomb, some wanted to leave him alone, some wanted to interfere with his climb, and some didn't care. And they couldn't come to a decision, so Jihad made a decision. But then we learned that Trom stepped up and offered like maybe I can try to include, like, marry him into my family. And no one really put up a resistance. And then Jihad was like, all right, we can go ahead and do that. But I thought am I wrong in thinking that? That's maybe not exactly how it went, but it went down some way like that. So that's why, and Jihad's given Traumare the green light to go after Bomb. So it's like if Jihad has given that green light, then unless Urek is able to do something, Trom has to like not be in the picture for Bomb to be left alone. As long as this doesn't escalate to even more great families, the Lopobia and the Pobedao could both be taken out here, and we can move one to something else. I feel like if both family, I think if one family dies, depending on the family, like I feel like if the Lopobia were to die, I feel like then war would be declared. No, because when it wasn't, what's the 3 rules? The 3 rules is to, damn it. One was like wipe out the Pobedao family. One was kill the regulars at the last station. What was the 3rd one? Crap, I don't remember. I remember Pobedao, regulars at the last station, 3 orders. I said rules, my bad. The three orders. I can't remember what the 3rd one was. Or yeah, the 3rd one. Regulars who are on the Hell Train, the Pobedao. FUG, there we go, okay. So I don't know. It's like, and only one needs to happen. That's why the last station ended up becoming like this big event, and that failed. So now it's like, well, we could just kill the Pobal family. So who knows? Like this could be, maybe this could be like the second failure, where I think that's maybe it turns down to the first one failed, the second one's gonna fail, and then it turns to I say FUG. Anime saying fug now. I don't like saying fug. But it could be like now, like once the Pobal family one fails, we turn to this last one, and then now that's where the story might take a turn, where we get to see Fug actually coming into the forefront and filling Slayer seats, filling Slayer seats, and Slayers waking up and their presence being more on the forefront instead of sneaking around and not being like something that people readily recognize and thinking if it's real or not, stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. Making Bomb a real Slayer, who knows? I have no idea, but it could be something like that. But I'm thinking, like, if Traumare doesn't want Bomb anymore, the floating head guy did say that the green head guy, right? Who said it was green? Making that up. The floating head guy did say that Adori planned to accomplish all three, though. Dog, like, to our knowledge, only 2 regulars died from the Hell Train, no? And that was didn't those two, didn't they die before what's his face? Before those orders came out? Well, there's probably more. I'm thinking the 2 that we know and care about. So I don't know. There's so many powerful players. Surprise Leslie is the 4th Slayer we met. I thought we would have seen more before him. I know. We're mad deep into the series, and we have Mershea, Yama, Karaka, and White. Took me a minute. And White. And there's supposed to be 12 of them and a Slayer candidate. We know the name of Seto. It's like some seats are vacant. You think I remember this stuff? Because I remember we talked about this not too long ago. I think I would remember. But there's like vacant seats. I feel like there has to be some individuals that we could meet that could become Slayers. No. Regulars who got off the train would be Bam, Kun, Rock, Hakni, Sachi, Boro, Irure, Bero Bero, Wangnan, Miseng, Redacted, Yura. Elaine doesn't count. Does Elaine doesn't end up counting, right? And Dorsey, Hwaryun. Yeah, does Hwaryun count? Don't know. Yeah, that was all. Like, does Elaine count? I was like, she never got on the train. We met back up. There's no way that the first one's gonna, like, that one kill all the regulars that got off the Hell Train. That's not happening. Never know. I don't think that's happening. She failed this. She did fail the test. You're right. That's all right. Her and Bomb effed off somewhere. You're totally right. I don't know. I want more from our secondary characters, and then getting to see some of them in the anime now sucks. And I want them back in the story. That's the thing. Is there a chance that Revolution and Fug combine? Is that a possibility? Do you think is not a asking it as a question? Is there a chance that these two organizations could work together? Let's say that Revolution and Fug. The Slayers we know are Foreseen, Mersheo, White, Yama, Karaka, 3 mentioned, Mort, Seto, and 1 unnamed one, 4 empty seats. 1 is essentially bombs. I would think that bomb would take one of those seats eventually. And see them work together but not combine. I'm just thinking out loud because Revolution wants to take out the family heads, right? But they want to replace them. And you have Fug, who has these 12 Slayer candidates. Seemingly each Slayer would go up against each family head. That's seemingly possible. Like each Slayer would go up against a family head. And they all have like this power that could transcend somehow, some way. So I feel like they're two organizations that possibly could be structurally similar, and maybe they could combination work together. I don't know. Maybe not like become one organization and then call themselves a new name. Nothing. I don't think that, even though that would be cool. But something just like a collaboration. Though given that Revolution has been more of a redacted thing with characters who are against Bomb, I think they might become enemies to Bomb's group. Though I don't know where all of like how they would side. That's interesting. I'm trying to think if at fully powered you have essentially 12 or 13 very powerful Revolution members, the family heads, and then 12 Slayers, 12 Slayers. Like all of these strong individuals, there's an odd number. How does that work? Like, who's going to go up against who, then go up against who, or wipe out who, or Revolution's few characters we know, like Akrun and Keating, have been opposed to Bomb when they've interacted. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I feel like Bomb is the Slayer candidate. Jovial Grace, he's a Slayer candidate, comes from this heritage. I can't help but feel, I don't know when this would happen, but I can't help but feel that Bomb eventually is going to be thrusted into some position. I don't want to say a leadership position per se, but I feel like he might get pushed into having to like take some sort of title outside of Slayer or something that's more front facing instead of just being the little Slayer candidate that's still trying to climb because he's a irregular regular. I feel like that just depends on how things turn out.